So far, the 2021-2022 school year has come with a number of very concerning behavioral issues in students, from an increase in fights to accusations of sexual harassment. One school district even went back to remote learning for 2 weeks just to sort out some of these issues.
Teachers say the problems are being seen statewide. With that in mind, Fox 12's Simon Gutierrez took a deeper dive into this issue to find out what some of the root causes are.
Those who specialize in teen mental health say a lot of the issues can be traced back to the disruptions caused by the pandemic and distance learning. They say there's a lot of work to do to undo that damage. From fights in hallways to reports of sexual harassment, teachers and staff at schools around Oregon are dealing with a variety of disruptive behaviors.
What I've seen day in and day out is teachers giving their absolute best. I see them exhausted, and I see them continuing to show up each day.
Chris Moore is multi-tiered systems of support coordinator for the Salem-Keizer School District. He says social isolation during distance learning last school year altered students' conception of what school was and what their roles and responsibilities are.
And all of a sudden you have kids all around you and routines that you're not familiar with, and classes that are 60 to 90 minutes long when you've only done things on the same timetable as TikTok for 18 months. It's just hard to manage.
And that's played out in different ways at different schools. In November, a student-led walkout over allegations of sexual assault ended in a series of fights outside Roseway Heights Middle School. At Reynolds Middle School, students moved to distance learning for 2 weeks to address problems with students fighting and other disruptive behaviors.
And during that time, we had listening sessions with parents. We conducted social emotional learning material sessions with our teachers and our administrators, and we looked at safety protocols and made some changes.
Students at Reynolds Middle School are no longer allowed to use their cell phones during school hours. Only 2 students are allowed in the bathroom at a time, and in hallways, they're required to carry their iPads and binders in their arms.
And what that does is that keeps their arms busy and it keeps their arms focused. They're not shoving other kids. They're not bumping into other kids.
As a result, there have been fewer fights at Reynolds Middle School, fewer classroom disruptions, and fewer incidents of vandalism. Other schools, meanwhile, have made their own adjustments to address student behavior. In Salem, Moore says part of the solution is making sure kids have access to counseling services, but also to make sure kids feel seen, heard, and valued.
And that when we get through this, we can look back and say, during the most difficult time in multiple generations, we showed up for each other.
We also asked Portland Public Schools what they did to address the issues at Roseway Heights Middle School. They say that teachers and staff will be reteaching common area expectations, and the school also brought in someone from the district attorney's office to teach students about social media and internet safety. I'm Simon Gutierrez, Fox 12 Oregon.